What up, everybody? This is Rama screen at the Red Carpet premiere of Superman Red Sun, and I'm here with Vanessa Marshall, the voice of Wonder Woman.
That's right. Hello.
Yes. So, this is an alternate timeline, Elseworlds.
Yes.
So, without giving spoilers away, what does Wonder Woman do in this film?
Well, she's the Wonder Woman that we know and love, except for a few very specific details that will be revealed, and I won't spoil them for you.
All right.
But they're well worth watching because I've never seen Wonder Woman like this before.
But I know that Superman had the hammer and the sickle on his chest. Is there a different costume for Wonder Woman, this one?
It to me it looked a little darker. The embroidery was more sort of black and gray, and the film, I think the cinematography of it, or the colorscape of it, is all very true to that time period. It feels so cinematic. It's I forget that I'm watching an animated movie when I'm watching it. It feels so real.
Does the fact that Superman is a Soviet, does that make Wonder Woman like him more or like him less?
No, well, what's interesting about this version of her, well, she's an independent thinker in all situations, but she's neither from America nor from the Soviet Union, so she's able to sort of be an impartial, independent thinker and fight for justice with whomever sort of deserves to be fought against. And also I think she's able to calms this version of Superman down, and he respects her and he listens to her, and so she has a unique function within the story. I think even being there, they meet at a diplomatic event. I think even being there, it makes the concept of a Soviet Superman more familiar in a way, because Wonder Woman's dancing with him. Yay! Of course, yeah. So,
what are the qualities of Wonder Woman that you personally identify with?
Well, I love fighting for peace, love, and justice, and against tyranny for all those who deserve it. And I also am a martial artist, so yes, I like to.
I won't get on your bad side.
No, but I never practice any of what I know, but I do know that if anyone messes with my friends, I will protect them. So I got you.
Last question: what do you expect to see from Wonder Woman 1984 this summer?
Oh, words can't even express how excited I am.
Good.
I think it's going to be bananas. Literally, just mind blown. I can't wait.
So what up? This is Rama screen at the Red Carpet premiere of Superman Red Sun with the voice of Batman, Roger Craig Smith.
It never gets old hearing that,
yes.
but I still cannot get used to hearing that. Never gets old, but I can't get used to it.
You voice many characters, including Batman. For this installment, alternate timeline, Elseworlds, what can we see about Batman in this film?
Well, it's an interesting question, because I think there are still elements of Batman that you're going to find recognizable in this. He still feels that what he's doing is for the greater good. He still feels like he's sticking up for people who might not be able to stick up for themselves, but he's handling his approach a little differently this time, with regards to a certain policy that we've seen him exercise in previous versions. And he's got a Russian accent this time, so.
So does that come easy for you, changing your cadence and voice inflection?
Well, that's never up to me. So cadence and performance and that kind of thing, that's established working with voiceover directors. So we got Wes Gleason voice directing on this. It's the input of so many people that kind of determine that. So I don't walk in saying, oh, I do this version of Batman. I walk in and say, what are we doing? Because this is different. Like, how thick of an accent, or do we have a lighter touch to the voice? Do we have a deeper touch? All those things that we do. That's the job. So it's a collective element to taking their input and letting me understand what it is that they want out of their creative vision, and hopefully delivering that as a voice actor.
Last question, fun question. I follow you on Instagram. A lot of actors, a lot of artists out there stay away from social media. They think it's toxic, but you embrace it. You engage with your fans. What is it about social media that you're active on about?
I don't know that I don't think that it's toxic. I'll be totally honest with you. I do think there's a big aspect of social media that's making us sick. It's not. It's an interesting experiment, but it's also a necessary tool for promotions and things like that. So I try to strike a balance between staying apolitical. You don't have to know what I think about politics or any of that stuff. It doesn't matter. There's no shortage of people out there that are going to share that with you. But what I also try to do is say, okay, look, you might be following me right now because I do a voice of a character or an organization or something that you're a fan of or familiar with. And I will do my job to make sure I promote those projects. become a steward of the projects that I'm a part of and try to reach out to fan bases and whatnot and interact with you guys because I'm always flattered by the fact that people will like something or comment or, that kind of thing. But then I also want to show people like there's this whole other world. There's this whole other thing you can go out and do. And I was struck by the love of astronomy and astrophotography and nightscape photography many, many years ago. And so I do what I can to use my social media outlet to say, hey, look what you can do. Look what a guy who's just a voice actor, who's not an astronomer, I'm not a scientist. I go out and I take pictures of the stars with basic equipment, and you can too. And if nothing else, you can go out and just enjoy looking up. Get outside, look up. We spend so much time on these screens. We're obsessed with likes and retweets and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, no, put it down and go outside and you'll be fascinated. Literally, if you were to give yourself 1 hour a week of just going and sitting on your front porch and just, go outside, sit on a curb, go somewhere that's outdoors. I don't care if it's in the city or if it's rural, and just kind of watch the world around you. You'll be surprised at what you're a part of. So if I can encourage that inclusivity element of like, we're all human beings, we're all kind of going and experiencing all this stuff together using social media, which I do think is kind of toxic and isn't the healthiest thing for us, then so be it. So that's, I embrace it, but not tightly.